Good morning and greetings from Northumberland. It's the 16th of October. It's another darkish morning before dawn, but it's dry and I think it might be bright. Today, the Anglican Communion remembers two people, Nicholas Ridley and Hugh Latimer. They were burnt at the stake together in Oxford under the reign of Queen Mary. They'd been certainly Ridley had been a prominent bishop in the time of Henry VIII and Edward, his son, and had supported Lady Jane Grey, declaring both Mary and Elizabeth, daughters of King Henry, to be illegitimate. So it was unlikely he was going to do very well under Queen Mary. Latimer had been in trouble with the king and with everyone else. He'd always been, he'd been more turbulent and he'd been more, if you like, strong in his Protestant faith. And the interesting thing about these two martyrs is that they were killed not for being Christians, but for being Protestant Christians. And they represent a strand in Christianity that we need to be aware of and learn from. Martyrs both on the Protestant and the Catholic side, in our own country, and indeed in Europe and other parts of the world, who were martyred not because they believed in Christ, but they believed certain things. And it seems to me that's very different to Ignatius of Antioch, who we'll remember tomorrow, who was martyred for being a Christian. These people were martyred for their particular Protestant faith, and you might say their desire to impose that Protestant faith upon the people of the country in the time of Henry, and then being in trouble when Mary, who had different views and different faith, came to the throne. So these martyrs are different. They are no less sincere in what they believe. But for them and for the Catholic martyrs, for the people who inflicted martyrdom upon them, and for the way in which their compatriots would have inflicted martyrdom upon Catholics, there is a different motivation. And that motivation is not only that people should believe in Christ, but that people should believe in Christ in one particular way. And that, I think, must always raise questions for Christians. We can admire anyone who is prepared to suffer for their beliefs, and particularly our Christian martyrs. But how do we think about those people who are prepared to cause suffering, torture, and death because of their Christian beliefs? It raises an entirely different question. And it is a question that should make us as Christians uncomfortable. If our convictions lead us to living in love, that is admirable. But if our convictions lead us to cause suffering to others, to torture others, or even to lead to the death of others, how different are we to the person who claims they murdered someone because of a voice in their head who told them so? It's a controversial view, perhaps, but I think it's an important thing for us to question ourselves about. Does our faith help us to bring forth the fruit of the Spirit, love and joy and peace, or is it something different? We should always seek to live in the love and joy and peace of Christ, to embrace the light, to live in that light, to share that light with others. And may God bless us as we seek to do so.